Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The remains of the alleged middleman in Percy Lapid's murder will undergo one more autopsy. Gio Robles with the report.
Forensic pathologist Dr. Raquel Fortun is set to examine the remains of June Villamor, the alleged middleman in the killing of broadcaster Percy Lapid. This is the second time that his body will undergo autopsy after that of the Investigation Bureau. Villamor's remains were transferred from a funeral parlor in Alabang to the Philippine General Hospital in Manila. Fortun said she will find answers to the questions surrounding his death.
Pero as a pathologist din, medyo marami akong tanong. Like, for instance, hindi man lang sinabi dun kung anong edad niya. You know, that's so basic, the age and the sex. Tapos, walang sinasabi about them opening the head to examine the brain.
The forensic expert also questioned the supposed lack of toxicology test.
Automatic, kinukunan niya ng samples for toxicology. Kahit hindi ka nagsususpect ng intoxication. But in the Philippines, that is not done. And obviously, if mauna yung embalming, sira na yung samples.
With this, Fortun said there's a need to establish a system of death investigation in the country.
Basically, wala nga tayo kasing sistema. So nakakalusot yung mga mali. And yun ang nakaka-frustrate kasi parati na lang natin itong pinag-uusapan, parati natin pinopoint out bakit ganito nangyari. Hanggang usap lang tayo.
There's no word yet on when the second autopsy results will be released. Authorities said there are currently 160 persons of interest in Lapid's murder. This includes suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag, who is being sued over his supposed lapses in security management in the Bilibid. For News 5, Gio Robles, we are One News.
The Justice Department has yet to receive a copy of the NBI's autopsy findings on June Villamor. DOJ spokesperson Miko Clavano told the chiefs that the NBI is still preparing the toxicology report. Recall that the government's autopsy found no signs of external injuries on the body of the alleged middleman.
The toxicology report is now being prepared because we want to see also if there were any external, foreign objects or foreign substances that was ingested perhaps by Mr. June Villamor.
Meanwhile, Clavano said that the 3 inmates being linked to Villamor's death have been secured. The sister of June Villamor earlier revealed that her brother mentioned 3 names who should be looked into in the event of his death. Villamor was reported dead on October 18, the same day that self-confessed gunman Joel Escorial was presented to the public.
To any violence, so they were secured.
And the Philippine National Police says there were lapses on the side of the Bureau of Corrections in securing the supposed middleman in the Percy Lapid case. Speaking to Radio 5, PNP Chief Rodolfo Azurin Jr. said the Bucor should have secured all inmates carrying the Villamor surname right after it was identified in a press conference with self-confessed gunman Joel Escorial. The PNP is now coordinating with the Bucor in tracking June Villamor's companions before his death last week.
Dapat sana ang ginawa po nila is lahat po ng nag-a-apelyido ng Villamor ay isinigregate na po at sinicure kasi lumalabas po doon parang dalawa lang naman yata po sila na Villamor. Sabi ko nga parang medyo kaduda-duda na it's very incidental naman na sa karamihan po ng mamamatay ng araw na yon ay isang Villamor po ang apelyido po ng mamamatay.
In an interview with News 5, the Mabasa family lawyer attorney Berteni Kausing said Villamor's sister bailed on initial talks with Persa. She is also allegedly asking for 100,000 pesos in exchange for information on the case.
Tingin na namin sa kay Marisa ngayon ay para panggulo. Parang may sugo sa likod niya na manggulo. At una, maayos ng usapan nila ni Roy Mabasa na dadalhin ang bangkay ng kapatid nila doon sa Leyte. At maayos na rin ang lahat na ayusin kung ano pa man. Ay bigla silang umiba ng diskarte.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. A former health secretary says that there is room for officials with no medical background in the health department. Former Health Secretary Pauline Ubial told the big story that previous presidents have appointed military officials and lawyers to the health department. Ubial said that former police chief Camilo Cascolan could focus on procurement, management, and human resources in the agency.
Well, as I mentioned, there are non-health portfolio in the DOH, particularly procurement, management, and human resource, as well as logistics. So he can actually help, like Yusek Alexander Padilla used to also take charge of the performance and good governance in the DOH. So that can be a portfolio for Cascolan.
Ubial also said that the bigger issue is having no health secretary at this point. She believes that it sends the wrong signal to the public and to the health sector. President Bongbong Marcos earlier said that he will appoint a health secretary once the COVID-19 situation in the country returns to normal.
It's not a good signal in terms of the morale and the confidence of the people in the health sector towards their own colleagues. And there are so many experts already within the DOH and even in the private sector that could have taken such a portfolio.
Clearing operations around Metro Manila have begun to prepare for the influx of motorists for Undas. Cleanup operations are likewise underway in Manila's cemeteries. Justine Punsalang with the story.
20 private vehicles, motorcycles, and trucks were towed by the MMDA this morning. This is part of their Upland Undas, which ensures that roads leading to cemeteries will be free from obstruction by November 1.
Clear na natin tong Blooming Treat para sa ganon, may madadaanan yung mga motorista natin na dadalaw sa kanilang mahal sa buhay na pumanaw dyan sa mga sementeryo na nabanggit ko. Aside from this, malapit din dito sa lugar na to yung Dangwa.
Towed vehicles were illegally parked on the side of the road as well as sidewalks, which Nebriha explained are specifically for pedestrians. These were brought to Marikina for impounding, while drivers were issued a violation ticket. Nebriha hopes that local officials would help them in clearing roads even after Undas.
Sana naman tulungan kami ng mga barangay officials na i-maintain na para hindi na pabalik-balik.
Meanwhile, Eco Waste Coalition conducted a protest outside Manila North Cemetery to remind the public to maintain cleanliness.
Kung ano po yung mga dinala ninyo, lalo na yung mga pinagkainan, yung mga kalat, ay siya din pong ilabas natin. Wag natin iiwan sa loob ng sementeryo.
They even have a costume-clad mascot called Zumbasura.
Si Zumbasura ay isang imahe ng basura, literal, mga kalat na nakikita natin sa nakaraang mga taon, sa taon-taon na paggunita natin. Alam natin na laging naiiwan ang mga plastic, ang mga dumi sa paligid. Si Zumbasura po ay ayaw natin na manatili sa paligid.
For its part, the Manila Police conducted their own cleaning operations at the cemetery. NCRPO Chief Janelle Estomo also briefly inspected the cemetery. They assured the public that this year's Undas will be safe with more than 10,000 personnel deployed all over Metro Manila. Around 3 million people are expected to visit cemeteries in Manila. There will be no limit in the number of people allowed inside, but health protocols should be strictly implemented. Authorities also reminded the public that sharp items, gambling, alcoholic drinks, and speakers are not allowed inside cemeteries. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Flights to and from the Mactan Cebu International Airport have resumed after a Korean plane that overshot the runway on Sunday night has been cleared. However, the airport will only be able to accommodate flights from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. until further notice. President Marcos is set to issue an executive order making indoor masking voluntary, according to Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco. Wearing of masks will still be required in public transportation and in medical facilities. Unvaccinated individuals, persons with comorbidities, and senior citizens are all encouraged to still keep wearing masks indoors. And on to the weather, we have Pagasa spotting a new low-pressure area east of eastern Visayas. The State Weather Bureau says this LPA could develop into a tropical depression in the next 3 days. Moderate to heavy rains are expected in Aurora, Quezon, and in the eastern Visayas. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.